Hello, Mark Crossfield here. We've just arrived on the range and we're going to talk a little bit today about how to prepare your practice session and maybe what you should try and do in your practice session. This could be before a tournament or even if you're just in an evening wanting to hit a few shots. So let's have a think about some practicing. So we've landed on the range, got my bag of clubs, got my basket of balls, and we're going to start hitting now. Common mistake I've seen loads of golfers make. It's such a basic mistake, but just getting out there straight away, big club, teeing it up and hitting some shots to start them off with the driver. So look, I'm just going to talk to you about a little bit about how I would practice. So to start us off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look where I am on the practice area. I'm going to set myself up with a target. So I'm going to put a club on the floor just to assist me with some line-up lines. There's no point practicing for any length of time aiming skew if it's such a basic mistake. So I just eradicate that problem by putting a club on the ground to line up with. Pick my target. I'm going to start with a pitching wedge and I'm going to warm myself into my practice session by hitting some 3/4 pitches forward, just trying to get my rhythm, get a bit of feel for the golf club, feel for the ground, feel for the ball, the club in relationship to the ground, and get my body loosened up. So I'm just going to hit a few shots, hitting with my pitching wedge, getting some nice strikes off the face, and simply just warming my body up. It's very gentle, easy swings. Now, because I've chosen my pitching wedge here, I'm going to stay today more with the even number club. So what I'm going to do, once I've hit enough with the pitching wedge, so in a normal session I'd probably hit 20 or 30 with the pitching wedge, I'm going to move up. Next club I'm going to go up to the 8 iron. So I'm just going to move my way up through the even irons. If I'd have started with my sand wedge, which I do some days, I'd have stayed on the odds. So I'm going to hit some shots with the 8 iron. Going to move into a slightly bigger swing. I'm still not hitting this 8 iron flat out. Just again going to get a feel for the slightly longer shaft. Still get a feel for the ground. So I'm hitting it around 70%, taking nice divots there, making nice strikes. So when I'm going to feel a bit more comfortable after maybe a couple more shots, I'm going to start just picking up the pace. I'm going to start trying to get to my normal swing speed. Going to start trying to hit it with a little bit more aggression. Still got the line on the ground. Happy with my line up. There's no point hitting shots where you're aiming in the wrong place. It's just schoolboy era stuff. So okay, it feels good. I'm just going to pick the pace up of that now on the next one, give it my full hit, go to my full speed. It's feeling nice. So again, I would hit maybe 20 balls, 15 balls with the 8 iron. I'm just going to now move up to the 6. Going to stay at full pace, feel comfortable. Not the biggest jump up in lengths of club here. So hitting that at full pace. I'm watching the shape shot I'm hitting now, hopefully getting my desired shape. If my shape of shot was different today for any reason, if I was going to play on the course after this, I would think about the shape I'm hitting and trying to maybe apply it to some of the holes I might be out using or out playing on the course. But I'm hitting the desired shape here, so I'm going to carry on hitting these hard as I can. Using the normal swing speed, hitting it pretty 95% to 100% on these. So when I feel comfortable with the 6 iron, I'm landing where I want to. I'm going to move up to the 4 iron. So I think you get the general idea, basically just moving up through the bag, getting a feel for the different length clubs, getting a feel for the different speeds, getting a feel for where I'm hitting the ball shape-wise, any kind of recurring patterns going on with shapes. I won't linger around the 4 iron too long. I feel if I hit too many with a long iron, I lose my tempo. Tend to get a bit aggressive, a bit snatchy. Not great club for building confidence. I just want to hit a few 4 irons through, so if I get this shot on the course, I've hit enough of them to know where the ball is going and where I should be aiming. Let's hit one more. It's feeling nice. So then, moving up, I'm now going to go to the 3 wood. Happy with my rescue, don't feel like I need to hit my rescue. I'm going to hit a couple of 3 woods off the deck. Reason I'm doing that, maybe the course I'm playing today, I know the 3 wood off the deck is a club that I'm going to have to use on a couple of holes. There might be a couple of par 5s where I know second shot's going to be played with a 3 wood, so I'm going to hit this. And again, I'm not going to hit loads of the 3 wood off the deck. There's no point punishing confidence. I'm just going to get a couple of shots where I'm actually happy and I can see the pattern of shape shots that I'm hitting with the 3 wood off the deck. This is purely in my mind as well. As I'm hitting this shot, I'm imagining the shot I might be playing on the course, because I know I'm going to have to use this club on a couple of holes if I hit a decent drive. So I'm almost putting myself mentally in that situation, so when I get out there I feel like I've done it once already. It's feeling nice. And then definitely finish on a couple of drivers. Now when it comes to the driver, I will actually use my pre-shot routine. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit more time on this. So I'm actually going to use my pre-shot routine. Just practice swinging it behind the ball like I would on the course. Looking at my target, picking the shot. And then I'm just going to hit a couple of shots with the driver. Not loads, just again to get a feel for the length of the club. And the kind of shot I want to hit. So that kind of gives you an idea of how I'm going to get my practice session. Once I've got up to the driver, I'm going to just notch back down to the wedge. Finish on a few wedge shots. This time I'm going to take the line away. And I'm going to hit a few wedges to a few variation of targets. So I'm going to aim maybe a bit more at the left. Practice a bit of aim. Nice one, that's straight at it. Practice a little bit of accuracy as well. Practice a little bit of aim away from the straight line-up lines. There's a couple up the left. It's going to filter these ones up the right of the range. There's a nice tree line range here at Clifton, so I'm going to try and get this up the line of the trees like I'm hitting it into a green. So just by finishing with that shorter club, just bringing my rhythm back, it's just bringing my feel back and my timing. So look, I hope that gives you an idea of how I practice. Certainly not standing out on the range and just whacking balls with my long clubs. I'm going to go through the whole bag. Certainly pre-round I'm going to do that just to get a feel for how I'm hitting for the day. Let me know how you guys practice, what works best for you. Maybe hitting with one club, all the clubs. Let me know, I'll be interested in hearing. That's how I would practice. It's certainly how I'd expect you guys to maybe start practicing if you're not already. Let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.